Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, a bill in the legislature is looking at giving people free birth control.
Plus, a crash on Interstate 80 west of Lincoln this morning kills 3 people and critically injures a 4th.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We will also have details on the trial of Felipe Vasquez up in Columbus. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But first tonight, we want to start off with an update on the man accused of killing 2 people at a Bellevue Sonic.
Yeah, but it's being met with backlash from those who believe this would be okay. So he is okay.
Roberto Silva Jr. plea means that a case will not go to trial. Silva is accused of opening fire at a Sonic drive-in restaurant in Bellevue in 2020. 4 employees were shot, 2 of which died at the scene. Silva was facing 2 counts of first-degree murder, but again, in a plea deal, he pled guilty to all charges. So again, this will not go to trial. The Sarpy County's attorney says he still plans to seek the death penalty. 3 people were killed this morning on Interstate 80 in Seward County.
The interstate was closed for several hours as rescue crews were on the scene. Here's the latest on what we know. It all happened around 5:45 a.m. near the Milford exit on Interstate 80. The Seward County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to a multiple vehicle crash. The preliminary investigation shows that a semi was traveling eastbound on I-80 and crossed the median, entering the westbound lanes. The semi hit a westbound traveling semi head-on, and then a third semi swerved to avoid that collision, causing it to cross the median and overturn in the eastbound lanes of travel. The crash resulted in 3 fatalities, all of which were pronounced deceased at the scene. A 4th individual was life-flighted to Bryan Medical Center and is listed in critical condition. The crash is being investigated by the Seward County Sheriff's Office and the Nebraska State Patrol. And officials have not yet released the names of the people who were killed. All of Interstate 80 at that location is open again to traffic. We also have an update tonight on breaking news we first brought you last night at 10 o'clock.
The 2-vehicle crash at 70th and Holdridge here in Lincoln turned deadly overnight. Police tell us 19-year-old Colby Elliott died from his injuries. It all happened around 8:45 last night. Police say Elliott entered the intersection at 70th and Holdridge and then veered into the southbound lanes where he hit the front of another vehicle. The driver of that vehicle has minor injuries. The investigation into what caused this to happen is still ongoing. Now, with today's COVID update, the risk dial, as you can see behind me, will be moving down into the lower yellow category.
Yeah, some good news. Cases and hospitalizations continue to drop as well here in the county.
Over the past week, the number of new cases continued to decline. As the chart shows, the number of new cases has declined at 40% each week from the end of January through the beginning of March.
Now, the positivity rate is down to 4.5%, the lowest it's been since last July. Here's a look at local hospitalizations. They have also continued to go down. On February 5th, it was 135, and on March 5th, it was 46. And some good news while we're on this subject when it comes to statewide numbers.
Nebraska, as a state, is seeing a steady decline in COVID cases and hospitalizations, which is now less than 200 people. The Nebraska Hospital Association says we're now at the lowest point for hospitalizations in the past 7 months. As of yesterday, the Lancaster County Health Department is reporting 45 patients. 16 of them are from other communities. Today, Sarpy County made it official. A portion of a road will honor fallen Marine Corporal Dagan Page.
And the street chosen is very special.
The street that we picked was very strategic and purposeful because that's the street that Dagan's mom and stepfather live on. So we're going to bookend you guys in perpetuity with a reminder of your son's sacrifice and his service to our country.
Now it's going to be a portion of Gertrude Street from 157th to Emmeline Streets to South 162nd Avenue and Harrison Street. Dagan's mom and stepfather were given street signs similar to the ones that will eventually be hung on their street. They were also given an American flag in honor of Dagan. He was one of 13 U.S. military service members killed in a suicide bombing at an airport in Afghanistan. Well, under a proposed legislative bill, the state would fund free birth control to anyone who requests them.
But it's coming with a lot of backlash from those who say it's not about the money, it's about saving lives. Under the bill introduced by Senator Moorfeld of Lincoln, the state would provide free FDA-approved birth control to anyone that wants it. He says this bill would address the root cause of abortions, which is oftentimes a lack of access to affordable contraception. But not everyone agrees. Some say that contraception equals abortion.
That's our essential objection, that life begins at conception, and these abortifacient contraceptions destroy life in the early part of pregnancy. And that's why we don't think the state has any business paying for or providing these abortifacient contraceptives.
Now, on the other side of the issue, Planned Parenthood is in support of the bill and says contraception is an essential health care service, and every Nebraskan deserves the health care they need to lead their fullest lives. We're going to have more from both sides in our newscast tonight at 6 o'clock. Crime news now, a big drug bust on Interstate 80.
The Nebraska State Patrol pulled over a car for speeding in Dawson County. They ended up finding 25,000 suspected fentanyl pills, along with 2 pounds of suspected cocaine and 6 grams of marijuana. 2 men, ages 24 and 28, from California, were arrested, and both are facing several charges tonight.
Time now for a look at our weather, and Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer joins us. And John, the temperatures back up into that mild category again today.
Yeah, that's right. Temperatures today into the 50s. It felt pretty nice outside, and add into that some sunshine, and that helps as well. That was after a chilly start this morning. Lincoln Airport dropping down to 16 degrees this morning. Now we are starting to see some clouds increasing. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we go through the overnight hours. Here's a live look right now, looking to the east from Southeast Community College on the east side of Lincoln. Temperature-wise, well, we're still sitting in the 50s, at least at the airport. A little cooler at the northern portion of Lancaster County, as well as down towards Firth, where it's 48 degrees. We've actually got a cold front that is working through as we speak. You can see it is much cooler as you head back out towards Columbus, Central City, even Kearney, where it's 39 degrees ahead of that warm front, and that's where you see some of those lighter greens. That's where temperatures are just a little bit warmer right now. Yeah, on satellite imagery, you can see the clouds we're kind of in a sandwich where we've got some sunshine right now. We got clouds to the south, clouds to the north and west. There is a cold front, as I mentioned, that's moving through. We're also watching moisture off to the northwest. That's going to start coming our way. In fact, we've got winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in pinks and purples out to the west. And we've got winter storm watches now that are in effect basically just south of I-80, and that does include Gage County. And those are in effect for tomorrow afternoon through as late as Thursday evening in southeast Nebraska. For the rest of this evening, we'll see temperatures in the mid-30s by 8 o'clock, 29 degrees by 10. We'll talk about how cold we get tonight, but then there is a storm looming. As you saw the winter storm watches, we've got measurable snow coming to much of southeast Nebraska. We'll tell you how much you can expect and when to expect it coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
Thank you very much, John. Developing right now, President Biden's announcement that his administration is banning imports of oil and other energy products from Russia into the U.S.
The president says the move, which has bipartisan support, will deal a powerful blow to Putin's war machine. ABC's Faith Habube has the latest on the Russia-Ukraine crisis.
Tonight, President Biden warning of a Putin price hike in the U.S. after announcing he's banning all Russian fuel imports, the main artery of Russia's economy.
We will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war.
The move has bipartisan support on Capitol Hill and comes after President Biden's call on Monday with key European allies. The European Union also signaling they'll phase out Russian oil imports by 2030. In the UK, by the end of this year. Ukraine's President Zelensky today asking British lawmakers to punish Vladimir Putin and Russia with even more sanctions, and once again calling Russia a terrorist state. On the ground, Ukrainian citizens desperately trying to flee as a temporary ceasefire in the city of Sumy appears to be holding. Nerves frayed after days of Russian shelling, reducing their neighborhoods to rubble. Videos showing rescue workers just last night in the dark, frantically cutting through debris, trying to rescue anyone trapped. South of the capital of Kyiv, Ukraine's national police releasing video of their troops firing an anti-tank weapon from the roof of the Mykolaiv airport. As Russian forces try to close in on Kyiv, the U.S. believes the humanitarian crisis could grow even more desperate. The director of the Defense Intelligence Agency saying Ukraine may only have 10 to 14 days worth of food and supplies available. Meanwhile, Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby saying the U.S. is expediting more military aid.
In fact, another shipments arrived in Eastern Europe just overnight.
But a senior U.S. official tells ABC News that there are concerns that before the U.S. and EU weapons reach Ukraine, the Russians could attack the supplies in Poland.
As a member of NATO since 1999, that would be an attack on the entire alliance. That's a game changer.
And after days of questions about whether Poland will supply Ukraine with MiG-29 fighter jets, this afternoon Poland is signaling a major move towards that idea, saying it's ready to provide the MiGs free of charge to the U.S. and asks that the U.S. replenish Poland's arsenal with American-made jets. U.S. officials say they are aware of Poland's announcement. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And still ahead on the news tonight, prices at the pump, as many of you know, are the highest they've ever been.
Well, the very latest on that, as well as the details on some possible snow coming to our area. That's all after the break.
Growing up, my favorite class was Mr. Watson's shop class. He taught me about dedication to the craft, the value of not cutting corners, and paying attention to every detail. All things that I still bring with me to the job every day. Making sure homes are repaired the right way so that every customer has confidence in what we do.
Nice job. Everything turned out great.
Well, I was taught by the best.
I guess you were.
Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride.
Next ET.
It's a big night.
The ACM Awards are wild about Dolly.
It's going to be really, really good.
We are all over country music's Sin City celebration. Next ET.
Weeknights at 6:30 on KLKN TV.
News, weather, traffic. On a busy morning, there's a lot of information to take in. Cut through the noise and just get the highlights. Watch the top 8 stories of the day before GMA.
Critical race theory. We don't want it in our schools. So why did Jim Pillen support it? Pillen approved a whole new department focused on CRT. The chancellor Pillen chose praised violent race riots on university letterhead. Pillen's response? He tripled their budget, using more tax dollars to teach race privilege, white fragility, and critical whiteness studies. Jim Pillen didn't stand up to critical race theory before. Can we really trust him now?
How does your adventure start? Is your first step to fuel your mind? Or fuel your body? Is it for the long haul? Or a short trip? However your next adventure begins, we're here to fuel it. Get your free kickback card and start saving points every time you shop at U-Stop. Earn points and spend like cash.
U-Stop at U-Stop. This news segment is brought to you by Penner Bathing.
Whirlpool baths are known to increase circulation, soothe sore muscles, and improve mobility. The Dream Spa fits into your existing bath area and comes standard with a waterfall spigot, heated seat and back, handheld shower wand, and a wide swing outdoor. Don't overpay for celebrity-endorsed spas. Join thousands of satisfied customers by calling Penner Bathing for upfront pricing. And Penner Bathing Spas are made locally in Aurora, Nebraska. Call now to get your own Dream Spa.
Now to the rising gas prices millions of Americans are facing. The national average per gallon is the highest it's ever been.
And now prices will be going up even more with President Biden announcing a new ban on Russian oil. ABC's Rena Roy has the very latest.
Prices at the pump are the highest they've ever been. The national gas average skyrocketing, now at $4.17 a gallon.
These prices are ridiculous.
And they'll likely keep going up with President Biden announcing a ban on Russian oil.
The decision today is not without cost here at home. Putin's war is already hurting American families at the gas pump.
As of Tuesday morning, the least expensive gas found in these 5 states, the most expensive in these 5. In some California counties, prices hitting $7 a gallon. Gas Buddy predicting a national average price of $4.25 a gallon by Memorial Day, possibly sooner. The U.S. vowing to tap into strategic oil reserves to help ease the pain for Americans.
We saw this happen back in November, and the impact was minimal at best and pretty short-lived.
To help keep your prices down, Gas Buddy recommends increasing fuel efficiency, using apps that show gas prices nearby, and joining gas station loyalty programs. There are also concerns the rising cost of oil could impact air travel, with flights expected to become more expensive.
Try to get those flights booked, especially if you're hoping to travel this summer or this fall or even in the winter. If you don't book it today and then you wait 3 months to book your flights, well, it's very possible that flight prices could be significantly higher by then.
The cost of oil has climbed past $120 a barrel, higher than it's been in well over a decade. And there are concerns it could go as high as $170 a barrel by the end of the week. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
Not too bad of a day. We've seen a lot of sunshine. Clouds are beginning to build in late this afternoon as we head towards the evening hours. Temperatures, though, not too bad. We made it up into the 50s, which, by the way, in Lincoln today, our normal high temperature is now up to 50 degrees. So we can keep seeing that going up and up and up. So it's not going to be unusual to be talking 50s. But right now, you can see cloudy skies in Beatrice as we take a live look from Schoen's Roofing. Take you up to Honda of Lincoln on the southwest side of town. You can see the sun is a bit filtered as we've got some mid to high level clouds that are beginning to move into the area. Now, temperatures this afternoon made it up to 52 degrees at the capital city, officially at the airport. It's now 50 degrees there. Surrounding areas are temperatures mainly into the upper 40s. We've got a cold front that is currently moving through the area, hence the reason why it's only 34 degrees in Columbus. It's 38 in Central City and 39 degrees in Kearney. 48 right now in Friend, and it's 49 degrees in Beatrice. For this evening, if you've got evening plans to go out and about, 36 degrees at 8, 31 by 10. Temperatures will start dropping off by morning. Not as cold as this morning, where we got down into the teens in Lincoln. I think we'll see a low overnight into tomorrow morning of 21 degrees under partly cloudy skies, with winds fairly light out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, tomorrow will be a cooler day, so look for temperatures to be about 20 degrees cooler. Highs will only be getting into the upper 20s to low 30s. Winds will begin to increase out of the north-northeast. Sustain 10 to 15 with gusts to 20 miles per hour. And with this cooler air, we're going to see a lot of clouds moving in. We'll start with a little bit of sunshine in the morning, but expect overcast skies by mid-morning and throughout the afternoon. Satellite imagery just showing you a few clouds around, a couple snow showers trying to be detected by radar. I think that's all elevated. Here's this cold front that is moving through now. That's separating the colder air and the warmer air out ahead of it. Look back to the west along the front, and I know it's hard to see with the satellite imagery on there, but there are snow showers in eastern Idaho as well as western Wyoming and northern Utah, and all that's coming our direction. And you can see winter weather advisories in the purples. In the pinks, we've got winter storm warnings for much of the mountains. And then as we head towards Nebraska, you can see we've got winter storm warnings out to the west, winter weather advisories out towards North Platte. And then we're seeing the blue. This is a winter storm watch that will be in effect as early as tomorrow afternoon. As we head down towards Gage County, for instance, it doesn't go into effect until tomorrow evening. And these advisories will be in effect as we go through the day, or at least through Thursday morning, and some of you into the afternoon. Now, here's Stormcast showing this moisture that's going to begin to develop out to the west. First in the Panhandle this evening and tonight, that will slowly spread to the east. Now, there's still some question as to how quickly this moves eastward. I think it's going to be delayed a little bit. I'm still thinking probably noonish around Tri-Cities, and then we'll start to see it spreading east from there, with snow showers happening sooner out out to the southwest corner of the state. As we get past the evening commute, I think that's when we start talking about snow moving into Lancaster County. You can see here we are at 6 o'clock on Stormcast, suggesting some snow showers from Omaha back just south of Columbus and up to the north of Grand Island. But you'll notice how this begins to spread overhead and start to fill in by 10 o'clock Wednesday evening or Wednesday night. Snow showers will continue as we go through the overnight hours. Thursday morning, I think the commute looks to have some snow falling as well as accumulating snow already onto the ground. And then the snow should begin to come to an end about the noon hour, if not slightly after. And by late afternoon, we may even see some sunshine popping out. How much snow are we talking about? Well, this is my latest thinking through 5 o'clock on Thursday. Pockets of 5 to 8 out to the west. There's going to be an area mainly south of I-80 that sees a higher corridor, upwards of 5 to 9 inches of snow. Through north of there, 3 to 6, and a band of 1 to 3, and then less than 1 as you go further north into the state. Let's get closer into southeast Nebraska, and you can see what we're talking about. Generally farther south into Lancaster County, we're talking 5 to 9. Lincoln itself, I think right now we're talking 4 to 6, but you head back out towards Grand Island and York, you could see 3 to 6 inches for you. Also, you can see on our winter storm impacts, if you're traveling south into Kansas, not advised right now because it does look like it could be kind of messy down that direction. 7-day forecast shows snow showers coming to an end Thursday. Colder on Friday, high of only 28, but we'll see some sunshine. Down to 1 below Saturday morning as high pressure moves in overhead and we've got fresh snow on the ground. That's going to allow the temperature to drop. But notice as we go through the weekend, temperatures continue to rise. On Sunday, up to 64 degrees. We're back in the 50s, 60s, and even 70s next week. Right now, it looks like on St. Patrick's Day, we have added a chance for some scattered showers around, and that may linger in to the 18th of March as well.
You know, I know a lot of folks have been soaking up these mild temperatures, loving it, but I'm excited for some snow. We didn't have much of a winter.
You've only been asking about every other day for snow and cold weather, so we're trying to appease.
It's true.
And on the other side, I'm okay without it. You know, the rain we received last Friday, that made up for, who knows, 7 to 8 inches of snow.
And those mild temperatures return very quickly, so the snow will melt like that, and everybody's happy.
Right, and I should say also with the snow, this is going to be kind of a fluffy snow, not a extremely fluffy snow, so probably not the best snowball weather, although if you add a little water to it, you can still make a good snowball.
I'll take what I can get.
Kids take note on that.
Thanks, John. Well, here's a look at Wall Street now. Another down day, the Dow falling 185 points, NASDAQ down only about 35. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, as missiles fire on more Ukrainian cities and citizens, the fighting
State troopers' selfless sacrifice ended a potentially dangerous situation unfolding near a military road race.
And the whole thing was caught on camera. Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
A Florida state trooper is recovering after sacrificing her own safety to protect thousands of runners from a suspected drunk driver in a speeding car. It happened just off Tampa's Sunshine Skyway Bridge, where thousands were participating in the Skyway 10K, an annual road race to benefit military families. At the same time, authorities were alerted to a driver who'd sped through road closures and was heading toward the race. That's when Master Trooper Tony Shuck bravely used her patrol vehicle as a barricade, stopping the speeding suspect head on. Both Shuck and the driver were injured but are recovering. The suspect is now facing multiple charges. Skyway 10K organizers later posted to Facebook thanking the heroic 26-year law enforcement veteran and her partners for going above and beyond the call of duty. You know, sometimes even a hero needs help from heroes. Such was the case at a park in Indianapolis, Indiana, where a 17-year-old spotted a cat in a tree. The boy climbed roughly 35 feet up to help the animal, but because no good deed goes unpunished, the teen then became stuck himself. Multiple emergency response teams were called out to execute a rope rescue to bring down the well-intentioned kid, who, apart from some scrapes, was unharmed. As for the cat, it reportedly made no effort to come down, instead sitting back and enjoying the mess it had made. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
And we just want to let you know as well, coming up in our newscast at 6 o'clock, we'll have the very latest on the trial of Felipe Vasquez. Again, that officially began in Columbus today.
That's right. If many as you know, he's accused of killing Lincoln police investigator Mario Herrera back in 2020. We had a little technical issue at the top of our newscast. We were hoping to bring you that, but we will have that coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, World News is next.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful night.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
The spas are here. Truckloads of spas arriving weekly. Hurry in today. These spas are going fast. Spas are in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Supreme Spa.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.